Hello everyone, this is Caleb from Cosmic Hat Games with another Duels of Fortune character showcase. For today's showcase, we'll be taking a look at Caloman. Wait, hold on. What's this guy doing here? That's not Caloman. Hey, how did he get in here? I thought we were doing Caloman today. What do you mean he's still getting ready? This wasn't... Okay, fine. Just don't tell me about these things ever, okay? Yeah, sure. I'll just roll with this. Alright, let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Today, I'll actually be presenting the fourth wall-breaking, two-dimensional menace, Doodle. What is this music? Doodle is a primarily defensive character who can be pretty tricky. He goes against the normal Duels of Fortune control scheme by bringing in the game's first command input specials in the form of charge motions. In other words, holding down or back to charge up a move, then quickly flicking in the opposite direction and pressing the special button to unleash the move. Thankfully, Doodle was nice enough to include a special indicator above his super meter that shows how much charge he currently has in each direction, giving you an idea of when you'll be able to use your charge moves. After getting used to the character, you might not even need to look at the indicator anymore, but it should help newer players to get a better grasp on the mechanics and timing. Let's start off simple by taking a look at some of Doodle's more standard attacks in the form of his command normals. Doodle's back heavy is Scribble Slash. This move functions as both a melee attack and a weak projectile simultaneously, giving it some utility when you don't have enough time to charge up one of Doodle's stronger projectiles. Note that you can only have one Scribble Slash projectile on screen at a time. Doodle's forward heavy is Pencil Pusher. This is a relatively fast, long-range attack that lets Doodle poke the opponent while maintaining a safe distance. If you manage to connect a hit with it, you can reverse beat into a crouching medium attack for a smooth conversion from any range. But the longer range you hit from, the faster your reaction time will need to be to prevent the opponent from blocking or jumping away. And Doodle's jumping down heavy is Flippin' Cool. This move serves as a way to extend Doodle's otherwise very limited aerial combo game, and it's the best way to combo into Doodle's down-up charge move in the air. More on that in just a bit. Now hold on to your paper hats, because this is where things get a bit more complicated. Let's check out Doodle's spectacular special moves. Doodle's neutral special is Pitiful Donut. Not very impressive, is it? Unfortunately, it isn't particularly useful either. But don't you worry, because this is actually just the weak version of the move. Now we get into Doodle's first charge special. This one requires you to charge back, then press forward and special at the same time. This will unleash Molten Donut. This is a much stronger, faster projectile that hits multiple times and can travel just about the full length of the screen before fading away. You can also angle it upward by holding up after inputting the move, or even angle it downward if you use it in the air. It's an extremely useful zoning tool, and can even be used to put pressure on your opponent by walking behind it as it travels towards them. There are lots of ways to use this move, so just try it out and see what you can do. And while we're at it, Doodle's other charge special is called Fractured Haymaker. Using it requires you to charge down, then press up and special at the same time. This is easily Doodle's most powerful special move, sporting projectile invincibility, dealing far above average damage, and granting a hard knockdown on hit. It's not only very applicable as a combo filler, but is a useful ender as well thanks to the hard knockdown property. It can also be used in the air, which is easiest to do making use of Flippin' Cool, since you already need to hold down to use that move in the first place. Next up, I'll actually be covering two special moves at the same time, since they have pretty similar applications. Doodle's back special is Plot Armor. And his down special is You Like Parries? These moves work in tandem with each other, as Plot Armor is a move that reflects projectiles, while You Like Parries is a move that counters physical attacks. In defensive situations where you don't have quite enough time to unleash your charge moves, these can act as somewhat risky bailout options. There are certain projectiles that you can't actually reflect with Plot Armor, so just keep that in mind when facing certain characters. And the final special move in Doodle's wide arsenal is his jumping special, Hot Sauce. He throws a bottle at the ground, which leaves a puddle of fiery liquid in its wake. Both the bottle and the lingering fire will hurt your opponents, which can force them to either hang back or approach you from the air, both of which you can take advantage of. Aside from denying space on the ground, the fire puddle is also peculiarly applicable for continuing a combo from the air, since the bottle hit will knock the opponent downward into the fire it creates. The fire itself can also hit opponents knocked to the ground. Note, however, that you can only have one fire puddle active at a time, so no turning the entire stage into a literal game of floor is lava. Now let's finally bring this character showcase to a close by tearing into Doodle's supers. Doodle's primary super is Meter Burner. Doodle literally grabs the super meter and starts shooting out the meter inside it as a huge laser beam. Truly, the concept of the fourth wall is utterly lost on this little stick man. By holding down the super button while firing the beam, you can dump even more meter into the attack if you have it, resulting in frankly ridiculous amounts of damage upon burning all your meter. In fact, it's some of the most damage you can do with a single attack in the whole game. Now that's a lot of damage. And finally, Doodle's down super is Ultimate Doodle. Doodle enters his ultimate form, giving him access to instantaneous one-button versions of his charge moves for a limited time. Once you've used either 3 donuts or 2 haymakers, Doodle will revert back to his normal form. If you want to unleash the power contained within Doodle's charge moves without having to actually do the charge motions, this super is for you. Use Doodle's powerful charge specials and his defensive tools to shut down the opponent's offense before taking the fight into your own hands, or set the pace of the match yourself by going on the attack immediately. Doodle can be played in a multitude of ways, but he can be pretty tough to get the hang of thanks to his charge motions and a pretty unusual set of attacks. Sticking with him and learning as many oddities might be worth it though, as he's pretty versatile and adaptable, and has some of the highest potential damage output in the game if used right. Not bad for a guy with only 2 dimensions. And that's all for today's showcase. If you like what you see, why not give us a follow on Twitter or join the Discord community to keep up with the game's development. Links are in the video description. We hope you look forward to the open beta release of Duels of Fortune, and to more showcase videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go have a word with a certain floating green guy.